Hello guys, my name is 711 and welcome to the playoffs of the Brawl for All. And so, like I said before, I am going to be battling Napey according to that tournament bracket thing that I showed you before. And I was told that Napey is really, really good. So I did a good bit of prep, and I think I am ready to handle him. So I knew that Piloswine was going to be a problem, so Power Up Punch is going to be a thing for Snorlax again. There's also Flash Cannon on Tesla. There's Pin Power Steel on the Watson. So yeah, this is going to be a fun game. I didn't realize it during prepping, but he has two Intimidators in Hitmontop and Arcanine, and so let's just jump into this battle. So I lead with Fat Chester, assuming that he would lead with the Piloswine, and he didn't, so that's whatever. He goes into Scizor, and I start Power Up Punching, and what he does is he Mega Evolves and goes straight for the U-turn, so that's a fair play to him, and he goes into this Arcanine, which takes away that Power Up Punch. So I go for the Fire Punch, thinking that maybe the Scizor would Swords Dance or something, and he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, and well, that's just really annoying. That's just really annoying. So what happens next is he does go for the switch, and he goes back into this, and I rest, and here's another U-turn. It's still doing okay damage, and this Arcanine just keeps on coming back to remove that attack boost, and so I'm really not getting very far. I eat my Chapel Berry. That close combat didn't do anything, and I'm really not doing a lot of damage to this dog. I took off Body Slam for Fire Punch just so that I could hit the Scizor, and so that is actually coming back to bite me in the butt, because now I really can't do any damage at all to Arcanine. So here's another Power Up Punch. Doesn't do much. He can't Will-O-Wisp me because, yeah. So I decided to switch here, and because I predicted a close combat, and now I'm going to predict a Will-O-Wisp, and so I go into Ditto, and so I do get two predictions correct right there. And so I expect him to switch here, and I go into Watson, and he double Will-O-Wisps. So that was a really good play on Napey's part. That's just annoying. Just annoying. So he goes into Piloswine, and I went for the Volt Switch. Of course, that's not going to do anything. And he essentially gets free rocks if he chooses. So I go into Fat Chester because Fat Chester has Thick Fat. So Ice type moves and Fire type moves don't really do anything to me. So here's another close combat. There's a critical hit that does over half, and I wake up and go for Power Up Punch. And this is forcing me to rest once again. Thankfully that Will-O-Wisp missed, but that's okay because I was going to rest it off anyway. We are now 17 turns deep and no deaths or anything, which is very unusual for me. Fat Chester is still asleep. I think he's just going to close combat until, until the cows come home at the end of the day. And I let him because I wanted this thing to be really, really low defenses, and that would force a switch. And then maybe I can get some action going. And so Earthquake does nothing, and that was that was pretty disturbing. So I go into Pika Spook here, expecting close combat, and he toxics. So, it's alright. I mean, I still have my disguise, but I'll still be losing damage anyway. He goes into Good Dog as I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and that is immune. So Pika Spook is really not doing much for me anymore. And I go into Bull Run, Terrakion, and here's a Flare Blitz. I don't get burned, that's nice. And he's just going to switch right back into Spin the Hitmontop, as he knows that I'm pretty much walled by it. It walls me. So I go for the Swords Dance there. And here's an Earthquake, and that does a good bit of damage. And I decided to go straight for the Z move, Tectonic Rage. I'm sorry, it was Continental Crush. And that knocks out the Hitmontop. So I finally get a kill. It's 5-5. And this Gardevoir is Choice Scarf because it outsped. And so in comes Tesla, and I get a free Flash Cannon on anything. And of course, he still has this dog. So if you remove the dog, this Arcanine, from this equation, then I can really get a lot of work in. But he just goes straight for the Flare Blitz. And Watson is here to intimidate, but he still has the Piloswine. So this core is just really wrecking me right now. And so I go back into Pika Spook as he goes for Earthquake, I think. Yeah, the not Flash Cannon, the Hidden Power of Steel really is not doing nearly as much as I'd like. And so here comes the Arcanine. I go for the Wood Hammer. I had Wood Hammer for the Piloswine. And that was going to do a hefty amount of damage, but no. He's going to go for the Flare Blitz, take out Pika Spook. And this game is pretty much over at this point. I have Xerox here. Hopefully I can go for a Flare Blitz and, you know, hopefully I was going to scare something out. But no, he goes for the Morning Sun instead of switching. Napey is playing like really well here. So I go in for another Intimidate, and that's how I live. And so I just go straight for the... Do I go for Thunderbolt here? I think I go for Thunderbolt here. Yeah, I went for Thunderbolt here. Which is a 2-hit KO on Gardevoir, but it is Choice Scarf. So Mega Manectric goes down, Xerox comes in, and I don't think that differential matters anymore, but he goes straight into Mega Scizor and just bullet punches away. So I am out of the playoffs. I'm really glad that I survived the first round of competition. So that was pretty cool. And I feel like I could have done better. I feel like I had the team in order to go further than I did. So I was a little disappointed at that. I mean, if I lived another round, maybe another two, and then lost, then I'd be okay with it, but I just didn't go as far as I would have hoped. And I feel like I drafted a decent team too, but in the end it just wasn't enough. And Napey, he played exceedingly well, so there's that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, then you know, do the usual, like the video, comment on the video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and well, there's still a lot of PBA left in the season, and I will return to this Brawl for All, and I will show you who ends up winning in the finals, and yeah, see you guys later. Peace.